Listen up, hockey fans. You're in the right place. A no-hold-barred debate between two hockey fans. Stay up to date on current issues in the NHL, even the controversial ones. Welcome to The Debate Hockey Podcast with your host, Brad Burud.
It is time for the Debate Hockey Podcast, episode 141, April 26, 2021, heading down the home stretch to the NHL playoffs. I am the host of the show, Brad Burud, joined alongside my co-host, Blake Friars. 2 weeks off from the show. Sorry about that. Blake was busy doing television for the ACHA Women's Division I Championship. He's back home now, and things are back normal, and you'll have us on a weekly basis through the playoffs. Blake, what's new with you?
Well, since I live in this odd country, I have 16-day quarantine I have to do for the fourth time in a year. So that's always fun. Not much to do right now. I had 3 podcasts today. That's my third of 3 today. So that was good. Kept me busy a little bit. But, yeah, it sucks, man. It really sucks.
I'm not doing that ever again.
Yeah, it sucks. It's my 4th time. Tell me about it.
I'm never doing it again.
No.
I did it one time. I did it.
Yours was what? Was yours 14 days or is yours 7?
14 days, and I'll never do it again.
That's awful. It's super bad for your mental health, eh? Like, fuck.
Well, your country's destroying itself from within.
Yeah, I know. It's awful.
I've got out and played a few rounds of golf this year.
Mm-hmm.
Shot in the 70s.
Yeah, right. On the front 9 or
no?
Hitting from the ladies' tees again, eh?
No, I'm hitting the ball well this year.
You're dialed in, eh? You're already dialed in. You're like my dad, eh? You're going to the
you're going
to the tour. You're going to the tour, just like my dad. My dad had golfed 60 rounds last summer. I'm just like, dude, what? Like, Jesus.
You want to know how many my dad played?
I don't know. Golf's every day. I don't know.
Played over 150 rounds last summer.
Was he good?
My dad's were good.
Yeah. I like golf. Hopefully I can get out soon.
My dad is actually really, really good. I don't know. My team's out of the playoffs. Your team is out of the playoffs.
Still, they're hanging by a thread. Hanging by the loss to Ottawa today. Fucking killed.
The thread is dangling.
Yeah, it's by a thread.
Calgary's thread dropped off tonight.
Yeah, Calgary had a tough loss. Was 2-1.
Yeah,
tough.
But you know what? Here's the deal. Everybody's like, I already got like 5 texts. Oh, are you disappointed? Are you disappointed your team's not going to make the playoffs?
It's a fake year. It's not a fake year, but it's like it's a fluke year, bro. It's a fluke year. Yeah, it is. 56 games, bro. Like you can't put
your team's not making it at 82, dude. You've sucked this year, and my team.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, dude, like a 56.
You can't run from the truth.
Here. Okay, listen, Brad. If you have a bad month and a shortened season, your season's over, right?
But don't have a bad month.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you play a full 82, you have a bad month, you still have 5 months to turn your season around. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
that's a huge difference. That's 30 games.
Okay, so how about we just don't suck for a month?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, it's not ideal. Our teams both sucked out of the gate, and it cost them. It sucks. Obviously, it is what it is, man. Like if the Canucks and Calgary don't make the playoffs, oh well, you get a draft pick. You hopefully you make a good pick and you build for next year. It's how it is. That's fine.
Yeah, but
I'd rather miss in a year like this rather than grind 82 and just miss playing 82. Like this is the year you want to miss, in my opinion. You want to miss the playoffs. You're like this because this is the way I look at it. Okay, the Canucks are playing a 56 game season. Okay, 56 games. That's 1 year less of Louis Eriksson's contract. That's all I care about. And you hope that your young players take another step.
1 more year to you not being able to afford all your players.
We'll be all right.
Yeah. Explain to me how you want to pull this off.
We'll be all right.
I don't think so.
Yep, we'll be just fine. Jimbo's great.
Your team's in cap hell and out of the playoffs.
We'll be all right. Our team also just didn't play in a month, so we'll see what happens.
Oof.
Is that a fact or not? Did the Vancouver Canucks not play for 28 days?
It might be a blessing.
Maybe the COVID break gets them into the playoffs. Seems to have helped Hopi find his game. Hopi find his game.
Listen to this, so Blake. Here's what I don't understand. If NHL players and teams, and I'm not just saying this about Vancouver, I'm talking about, they said it with Dallas, they said it. The media is goofier than shit. So a team plays a ton of games, they're tired.
Yep.
Team has a ton of time off. They must be tired. These guys are fucking tired no matter what.
Well, I mean, a lot of them did have COVID. I get the NHL. That. What the NHL did, if the NHL didn't push back the Canucks games in Toronto, that would have been such a joke.
One day,
one practice, then you hop into back-to-back games. They pushed it back 2 days, and then allowed them to at least get a couple practices in. Come on.
Oh, I know, because the whole hockey world's so.
You open up your facility, you practice Wednesday or you practice Thursday, and you play Friday. That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to upset the Canucks fans. They don't complain about anything.
No, hey, I would have been pissed if I was any other fan base. That's 1 day to get prepared, bro, and you haven't played in 27 days. That's kind of dumb.
On the show today, we'll talk deadline success. Which of the big three moves will have the biggest impact? We'll talk about the push to the playoffs as that heats up right now. Go around the NHL talking a little bit of goalies north of the border. Canucks return, injuries in the north, COVID draft again, and the new television deal that sounds like it's going to go down real soon in the U.S. A big thanks goes out to our sponsor, Manscaped. Hop on over to manscaped.com. Get yourself a new razor. Get yourself a new weed whacker. 20% off, free shipping. Use the promo code DEBATE. Get on over manscaped.com. We thank them for their sponsorship. All right, time to talk briefly about deadline day, which I know was a while ago, but it's been a while since we've been on, which we hate doing, but yeah, life happens once in a while too. So there was three big moves during the deadline day, in my opinion, and we'll kind of roll through those three moves and give us our rundown on which move will have the biggest impact as the teams head into the playoffs. And the first we'll talk about happened a day before deadline, and that was the Bruins acquiring forward Taylor Hall and Curtis Lazar in return for a 2020
for a bag of pucks and some practice towels
and Andres Bjork, but there was nothing that Buffalo could do.
Yeah, Buffalo's hands were tied on this one. Taylor Hall pretty much went up to Kevin Adams and said, hey, Mr. Adams, I would like to get traded to the Boston Bruins. And that's basically what happened. Adams' hands were tied. Of course, they retained half their salary. They didn't get the return they wanted, but I don't know.
The hockey gods are going to get Taylor Hall. He signed last year only for money. Could have cared less about anything other than just money.
Right.
And then he plays like dog shit and then calls his trade.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what the hockey gods have in store.
Yeah, well, he's been pretty good so far in Boston. He's got 6 points in 8 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. So seems like he's fitting in nicely in that Bruins top 6, which is good for him. I don't know.
Yeah, he should fit in. I mean, they're good.
I mean, with what they gave up, I mean that's. That's a steal for Boston, man. What a job good job by their GM for doing that.
Is Taylor Hall ever going to find a home?
I was on my pod recently, and I said that he's probably going to sign a 1-year deal next year too. With the way that the cap is, I don't think he's going to be able to sign a long-term deal. I don't know.
I don't know. Second deal happens a day before NHL draft. The Toronto Maple Leafs acquire Nick Foligno for a 2022 fourth round pick and a 2021 first round pick. I don't hate this deal for either team. I think Toronto getting Foligno is enormously huge for them. And I think a first round for Columbus is huge for them because they're not going anywhere this year. So
there is no way.
There's
no way I'm paying a first round pick for Foligno though. Like
I am.
You could have traded. They need a Foligno, but they need a defenseman more than Foligno, man. They don't like. Foligno is good toughness.
We've talked about this.
I know that it's probably not out there.
No one will trade you a top end D man. They're not.
Why not? Well, okay. Hold on. Let's take a step backwards here. So Tampa Bay trades for Savard, basically what the exact same trade what the Maple Leafs gave up for.
So I'd rather take Foligno.
I would rather have Savard than Foligno, because Savard is a right hand shot. The only right hand shot that the Leafs have is Zach Bogosian. They need a right hand shot, Brad. That would have been a better fit on the back end for the Leafs is Savard over Foligno, because they already have so many forwards on that team. They need a good shutdown right hand defenseman. I think they missed out on that big time.
Why? Let me ask you this. What makes you think they would want to trade him to Toronto?
I mean, it literally would have been the exact same trade. They would have got a first, they would have got a fourth, and another team would have ate Savard's contract just like Detroit did. Just like San Jose did. And it would have been, it's that template. They made two trades with the exact same template. They used Detroit to retain Savard's contract, and they used San Jose to retain Foligno's contract. It was the exact same trade. Bravo. Hell of a job by Columbus for getting 2 first round picks. Hell of a job.
Maybe Toronto's not that creative, number one.
Well, they are that creative because they made a trade like that for Foligno. What are you talking about? They're not that creative. They could have made the exact same deal for Savard.
You watch. Foligno is going to be a stud for them.
Okay, well, I want to know your definition of stud, because the definition of stud does not scream Foligno. That's not a stud. He's going to be a fourth line forward for them down the stretch, dude.
No, he's not.
He's not playing with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner every single game. There's no shot. No shot. He's a bottom 6 forward, and that you trade a first round pick for him. Bad trade. Bad move.
Watch.
All right, we will.
Watch, because I think this trade is very, very good. Very good.
I would rather had Savard. That's all.
Third trade. Washington Capitals acquire Anthony Mantha for Jacob Vrana, Richard Panik, a first rounder in 2021, and a 2022 second round pick.
You see what I'm doing right now? That's what I did when I saw this trade. It was you don't see those trades very often anymore. You don't see a good hockey trade. And if you're Detroit, when I first saw this trade, I said Mantha for Vrana. I said, whoa, what is Detroit doing here? Okay. And then I saw that they got a first and a third. I was like, oh, okay. Like they got Vrana and they got a first round pick and a third round pick. That's a good, or second round pick. Sorry. Yeah. Second round pick. I was like, wow, that's a good haul for Stevie Y. Like Vrana's already producing. Vrana's already got 5 goals in 6 games for Detroit. So he's fitting in nicely. But on the other side, Mantha's got 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points in 6 games for the Capitals too. So it's working out for both sides. You don't really see that very often where early on in the trade it's a good trade for both teams. But yeah, the winner of this trade is definitely probably Detroit, because they end up getting some futures. But like Mantha for Vrana, they're pretty similar players.
You might not say that in June when Washington's lifting the cup.
I don't know. Like Washington is so good. But man, two goalies with little playoff experience, that often does not work out for you in the playoffs.
Yeah, but you have 18 other players with a ton
I
of
know, I understand that, but man, like you
Can I
got to
say
have some
Jordan
experience
Binnington?
in the cage.
Jordan Binnington.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't happen very often. That's the first time it's ever happened, right? Rookie goalie comes in, steals the show.
Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, okay, but I'm saying like, dude,
This
how many?
isn't the
That's
first
happened what
time.
4 times? Matt Murray, Jordan
no.
Binnington, Patrick Waugh. That's the only 3 I can think of.
Well,
Like
because
that's since like what 1993, 1989, something like that. Come on, dude.
they don't have.
You're asking a lot. You're asking a lot from Vitesh Vanek and this Samsonov kid.
Samsonov has been good.
I understand that, Brad, but neither of them have played a game in the playoffs. That matters, man. That matters.
They're both doing fine.
Yeah, dude, you know this. I know this. Everybody that watches the playoffs knows this. It is a different animal.
So is that why Vancouver got ousted in the first round of the playoffs last year? Because they're goaltending? Markstrom?
We literally won in the first round of the playoffs. What are you talking about?
But I'm telling you, dude.
We didn't win because of Markstrom. We won because we scored 4 goals a game. Right? If you score 4 goals a game in the playoffs, you're probably going to win 80% of the games.
So which of these 3 moves is going to be the most impactful?
Well, it's already had an impact on the Capitals and
but nobody
the Red Wing
for the impact now. They make the move for the
right. I'm gonna say the Bruins because I think that Taylor Hall is the best player of all 3 of those, and I think Taylor Hall's speed and his skill set is a much needed add in that Bruins top 6. You can make the case for Anthony Mantha too. I don't know. But yeah, like those are good. Those are good moves to go out and get Mantha and Taylor Hall. Like those are good trades.
I look at these 3 moves, and I look and I think, well, Washington has a much better chance of winning the cup now. Boston has a much better chance of winning the cup now, and Toronto has a much better chance of winning the cup now.
Because of Foligno, bro? Are you kidding me?
There's things holding back Toronto, like goaltending. There's things holding back Washington, like age. But you could say the same for Boston. I think all 3 of these could win the cup. I think all 3 of these teams are capable of winning the cup.
So you're calling the Toronto Maple Leafs a playoff or Stanley Cup contender right now?
Mm-hmm.
Brad Burud. Brad. Don't do it.
Oh, is this coming from the same guy that told me the Pittsburgh Penguins weren't making the playoffs?
They did you see the way they started?
It doesn't matter.
They've turned it around 100%. Good for them. That's why they brought in Brian Burke and Ron Hextall.
They were turned around before Brian Burke got there. They were in second place in their division when Brian Burke got there.
We'll have to check the tapes.
Yeah. Check the tapes? What are you talking about?
This is their last run, though. So
You
good for
said
them.
no,
I hope they go. I hope they go out and win the cup, man.
Check the tapes. I don't know what you mean by that because
this is the last hurrah for the Penguins, man. Because how many Malkin's a free agent next year? This is their last dance. It's the last dance for them. So we'll see what happens.
Let's take a look at these standings. Let's start off in the Honda West. As 3 teams have clinched playoff spots, as Vegas is in, Colorado's in, and Minnesota now in with a
that's wild. That's wild. No pun intended.
On the border are, really, I think San Jose, LA, and Anaheim are out. So the teams on the border are St. Louis with 48 points, Arizona with 47 points. St. Louis has 2 games in hand and has been playing better of late because Arizona's just 3-7 in their last 10. And St. Louis is 5-5, and I wouldn't normally think
so. Great, okay. But St. Louis has 2 in hand though on Arizona.
Yeah. So I think St. Louis will probably get that final spot, but you never know.
Yeah, we'll see. Arizona, it's going to come down to the wire. Let me check. Let me check something here.
They're done playing each other. They're done playing.
They
each
are?
other.
Okay, I was just about to look.
And Arizona's only won 3 of their last 10. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
fumbling and fumbling.
Right.
I think that division's pretty much set in stone. I don't think I think Vegas will be first. I think Colorado will end up second, Minnesota third, and St. Louis fourth.
So is your Carolina Hurricanes winning the President's Trophy this year or what?
They are not, no. Vegas.
They're
will.
one back. They're one back.
Vegas will though.
Ooh. You're a huge Carolina Hurricanes fan though, so that's good they're doing well.
Yeah, I love them. I love them.
Want to talk Central? Okay.
As Carolina's in first with 68 points, Florida in second with 67, Tampa in the third with 66. 2 points separates first to third. In the final 2 battle points, you could argue 3 battle points. Nashville sits at 54. Dallas
2.
2. No, Nashville sits at 54 points.
I know, but I don't think Chicago is in it.
Dallas 52 and Chicago at 49. Chicago can work their way back into it with the fact that Dallas and Nashville as of late have both been playing some pretty good.
I mean, Dallas is 7-1-2 in their last 10. They won 2 in a row. UC Saros has really put the Nashville Predators on his back. The last 15 starts or so kind of really propelled them back into playoff spot. But yeah, we both kind of said they were dead in the water, but just look at their home record, man. 14-9. That's pretty impressive.
I had Nashville go into the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but 3 weeks ago we both said that this team needs to sell and trade at home. They're not making the playoffs. We both said that, right?
I still think they should have.
Yeah.
I don't think if they would have moved them, they'd be any different than they are right now, to be honest with you.
Right.
I don't know. I think
so who do you think gets that last spot? Are we doing that this episode or what?
Yeah, I think Nashville gets it.
I think Dallas gets it because they've just been a group that's been there before, right? They know what it takes to win down the stretch. Obviously, Dallas has a lot of injuries, man. Radulov, Sagan hasn't even played all year long. Radulov's out for the year now, I think. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll come down to the wire, but I think Dallas gets that last spot.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Chicago's. I don't think Chicago has a chance. They're 5
I don't think Chicago has a chance either. I mean, they'd have to play really, really good hockey. Really.
So, dude, Pittsburgh is 23-2 at home. That's stupid.
Oh,
look at the home records. Look at the home records in this division.
You talk like a woman. They're 23-2, not 20.
What I said. I said 23-2. 20 wins, 3 losses, 2 overtime losses. 23-2. Come on.
I know it sounds. Listen to how that sounds, though.
I said it really fast, but
yeah.
But I mean, damn. Look at the home records in this East Division. Washington 14-6, Islanders 19-3, Boston 14-6, Rangers 13-8.
So let's run through the standings. Pittsburgh currently sits in first with 67 points. 1 point back is Washington with 66. The Islanders sit in third at 63 points. Boston in fourth at 60. The only team in reach is the New York Rangers at 56 points, but they have played 2 more games than Boston. The Rangers Philly is at 51. Philly's dead. Wait, did you just say that?
Yeah, I know.
Say that again?
Brutal, man. That's tough. Tough scene for Friars and the predictions. I picked that team to go to the Cup. That's tough.
At the end of the regular season, Blake, the prediction show, the recap prediction show, when we talk playoff predictions.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing that on your own, man. Because I'm not. I ain't showing my face.
When we recap the regular season, boy, it's an ugly mess for you.
Yes, for both of us on some picks. God,
I think I'm good this year. I'm good, except for the North.
I picked Vancouver to come out of the North too.
I picked Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Toronto. So I've only missed one. But
yeah, I had Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto's my playoff teams in the North.
You were brutal.
Yikes. Hey, I might get 2, right? I might get 2 or 4. Batting 500. That's good. Batting 500 is good, right?
Yeah. Not in slow pitch softball. It's not.
Let's talk some North here, though. Let's buckle up your seatbelts, buddy.
Well, let's run down the standings. As Toronto looks like they've locked up first place with 65 points.
Yeah.
Winnipeg at 57 in second. Edmonton in third, 2 games less than Winnipeg with 56 points. And Montreal, with the win over tonight, puts a pretty good stranglehold at 51 points. Calgary would be way hard pressed to catch Montreal, and Vancouver mathematically has a chance, but we'll have to play some really good hockey down the stretch. Ottawa,
yeah, they got to play like 850 win percentage down the stretch. So,
and with the fact that they play with 15 games in 22 days,
14 games in 22 days. Yeah,
it's going to be
and Demko just got hurt in morning skate today too.
I know. Bright news. You got all kinds of news.
Braden Holtby's been very good. Like all 4 games. He's 2-2. Or no. 2, 3. He's 3-2 in 5 starts since but that doesn't sound right.
No.
2 against Toronto, 1 against Ottawa. Yeah, he's 3-1. Pardon me. 3-1. Demko started the last Ottawa game.
So
this is not a math pod, by the way.
No, Blake is not good. Do you think? What was I going to say? Now, do you think that that Holtby is, or who is the goaltender on Seattle's radar? Jake Allen.
Jake Allen would be one guy that would be on my radar.
Do you think it's funny? I was thinking about this as I was driving today. A year ago, people were like, or no, 2 years ago, they were like verbally beating the shit out of Jake Allen, saying he wasn't a starter. And now Montreal's talking about wanting to have Seattle take Price so they can have Allen as their. When you think about that
will never happen.
I know, because Seattle wouldn't want that contract either.
No, Price would not waive his no trade.
He's from up there.
Do you think he would do that?
I don't know.
Could you imagine?
He might have a better chance of winning.
Could you imagine if you're Seattle and you got an opportunity to like literally grab Carey Price to build your team around, bro?
I wouldn't do it.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
What has he done, Blake?
You gotta sell tickets. What better way to get a hometown kid as your goaltender for the next?
So do you think they're going to have a problem selling tickets? The problem is in their state, they're probably not allowed to sell tickets.
I don't know.
No, they're not going to have a problem selling tickets, Blake. Like seriously, I don't.
But what I'm saying is, you would create more fans if you brought a hometown guy in.
Well, then maybe they better bring Lucic in too. Then
Lucic is not from Seattle; he's from Vancouver.
Well, he's from up in that area, Spokane. Derek Ryan has a house in Spokane. Maybe they want him.
Yeah, maybe. That's your guy. That's your favorite player, Brad.
No, it's not.
Don't be knocking him.
What I'm saying though is like, I don't know that any team wants to start off with a $10 million goalie. The 2 teams that have that are wishing they didn't. Like, why would you want to take that on?
Yeah, Bobrovsky and Price.
You know what I mean? Right. Those are 2 teams that are right now talking about getting rid of what once was elite goaltenders because they're regretting the 10 factor.
But Montreal really had no choice. They pretty much gave Carey Price a blank check, and that's what happened. They had to do that because they had nobody coming up in the system that was good enough to let Carey Price go. But Florida, on the other hand, they made that choice. Like, they didn't have to pay Bobrovsky all that money. Like, they chose to bring him as a free agent. Where on the other side is Montreal. Like, hold on, dude. Montreal didn't have anybody coming up, so they had to get Price that deal. Okay, Florida could have signed any free agent goaltender, and they decided to give Bobrovsky $10 million.
So you're telling me that the years in the Price thing, there was no free agent goaltenders available? Bullshit.
Oh, I have to go back and look, but I don't. Better than Carey, dude. When Carey Price, listen, Brad. When Carey Price,
be better than Bobrovsky when Florida signed.
Dude,
Blake,
Carey Price.
they had a
Listen
choice.
to me, Brad. Name me a goaltender, okay, that won the Vezina, the Hart, and the Ted Lindsay and the Jennings all in one season as a goaltender. Name me a goaltender that's done that the last 100 years. I'll wait. How long do you want me to wait? The answer is none, Brad.
Okay.
The answer is 0. Okay, Carey Price
won 0 Stanley Cups.
Listen, Brad. Carey Price was the best goaltender on the planet at the time that he signed that contract.
It's still a bad
Unfortunately, he's dealt with a couple serious knee injuries. Right? Lower body injuries are killers for goalies. It's not Jonathan Quick. He tore his meniscus 3 damn times. Dude, the bottom line is, at the time that Carey Price signed that 10-year deal, 8-year deal, or whatever it was 100% worth it because he was the best goalie on the planet. No questions asked.
But it's not worth it 4 years into it.
Oh, sure, 4 or 5 years down. Yes, he's had injuries, he's regressed, but dude, don't sit there and tell me that Carey Price is a bad goalie.
If
man,
Montreal could shed him in his contract, they would do it in a heartbeat.
Okay, so the Flames can just get rid of Markstrom. He's had a bad first year. He's not like that. $6 million is not worth it. Come on, dude.
Not even comparable because Markstrom is 100 times better than Price. And
100 times?
Price.
Did you dude.
You know what? Here's the problem. And this is honest to God truth. Canadian fans
Canadians or Canadians?
Canadians are fucked in the head when it comes to Carey Price because he won them a gold medal. I'm dead serious. There's a commercial on Sirius XM in the NHL about you guys freaking worshiping freaking players, and it's ridiculous.
Okay, Luongo won a gold medal.
Yeah, and Luongo's was same factor. Because there's goofballs that want him as general manager now.
Hell yeah. Give me Luongo as a GM. Let's go.
No experience.
Let's go. He's the GM of the World Championships this year. He's going to get some experience. He's going to be the next GM of the Canucks. Sign me up. Get Bobby Lou in the fold, baby. Let's go.
That's what's wrong with you guys. That's why you don't win. That's why you have 0 Stanley Cups.
I'm joking. No, relax.
1992, the country hasn't won a Stanley Cup.
1992?
When, or was it 96?
You're a year off. 1993.
93. Okay, well, I'm right in the range.
The Habitan.
That's the problem.
Hey, we should
look at Carey Price's statistics since 2017.
Okay, and look at the injuries he's dealt with. Look at the injuries he's dealt with.
Don't care. He's still
if Chris Kreider didn't run Carey Price over on purpose in the playoffs, that altered his career. That was such a dirty play. Montreal honestly probably wins the Stanley Cup if he doesn't get hurt. Montreal was that good. They would have won the Stanley Cup. Dude, they almost beat the Rangers with Tokarski in net. They would have won the Stanley Cup. Carey Price was miles better than any goaltender in the National Hockey League at the time that he got hurt. Unfortunately, it's been a downward spiral for him, and you hope that he can resurrect his career again. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. What is the Vegas odds on him resurrecting his career?
Oh, I bet on Carey Price. Why not? What do you got to lose?
Money.
What do you got to lose? I'll put my money on that. Sure. You know I'm a big Carey Price fan. I always will be.
Oh, I know.
He's great.
I know.
Me and Carey go way back, buddy.
Greatest of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, those words totally came out of my mouth.
All right.
Okay.
Time to go around the NHL.
Inside Edge hockey news. Dropping the gloves. And stirring the pot.
Let's talk a little bit more about goaltenders up north. I forgot that we were rebounding right into this. I don't even know if I want to, but Toronto struggling as Anderson is out. They go and get David Riddick, and they find out in 2 games that he can't stop a puck, just like Calgary fans knew. And then
Hold on. What in the hell is Toronto doing there, bro? What are they doing? You gave up a 3rd-round pick for a guy that can't stop a beach ball? That's not it, man. That ain't it. Jesus.
And then you got Campbell, who I think has been fine, but my question on this is are Canadian markets ever, I shouldn't say that, are Eastern Canadian markets ever happy with their goaltending? Because Montreal...
What are you talking about? You're talking about Eastern Canadian markets?
Okay, let's just narrow it down to Toronto.
Well, Toronto has been... Here's the problem with Toronto. I'll tell you exactly what the problem is with that. Okay? They were the goalie graveyard until Frederik Andersen came to Toronto.
I know.
Frederik Andersen was
sparkling
good. Sparkling good. Hold on, I'll get back to that point.
Fans don't think so.
Hold on. Toronto, before it was Vancouver. Vancouver was the goalie graveyard until they got Luongo, okay? And Toronto was the next goalie graveyard until they got Anderson. Anderson stood on his head for 3 or 4 years. The Leafs fans got spoiled, and they took Frederik Andersen for granted. Frederik Andersen struggles this year, and they are so quick to just forget the 4 years that he stood on his head and basically got him to Game 7 3 years against Boston. Come on, dude. The disrespect for Frederik Andersen is so bad. That's such a bad look. That's such a bad look for a fan base, because he is the sole reason why you guys went to 2 Game 7s against the Boston Bruins. Yeah, sure, he wasn't very good in both those Game 7s, but he still got you there. He's the reason why you guys were there. So the fact that Campbell goes 10-0 to start the season, they're just so quick to just dismiss him, is a joke. It is a joke. Leaf fans are so... My dad is in a group chat with this Leaf fan that I'm not going to name, but man, some of the stuff that he says in the group chat, oh yeah, Leafs are we're going to the Cup this year. This year's ours. It's like, dude, well, can we win a playoff round? Like, can we start there? They haven't won one since 2004. They haven't won a cup since 1967, but they still think they roll the Canadian division. You haven't won shit in 2 decades. Like, the Leafs are just a joke. They've been a joke my whole lifetime. I'm just over them, man. I hope they lose the first round.
Are you sure this isn't a Canucks group?
Dude, no.
Let's talk Canucks.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Let's talk Canucks, as the Canucks rebound from COVID and have come back with a 3-1 record, or did tonight's loss make it 3-2 now?
3-2.
But
yeah,
I mean, 6 out of 10 possible points since coming back from a 20+ day break. I don't think that's too bad.
Honestly, Brad, like I was watching that first game against Toronto, like their first game come back. You could tell there was some adrenaline there those first couple games, but these last 3 games, you could tell that like some of these guys are just like Quinn Hughes today. I think Quinn Hughes played like 30 minutes of ice time. He was just exhausted.
Why is the coach putting him out there for 30 minutes?
Well, they were down a goal in the third period. He probably played 11 minutes in the third period. You know who has been Vancouver's best defenseman since the COVID comeback? Tyler Myers. He's been good. Hey, he's not worth $6 million, Brad. But when Alex Edler went out in the first game, he got kicked out for kneeing. He had to play 32 minutes. Like he stepped up. Like I never said that was a good contract, so don't even go there. I never ever said that. You still haven't showed the clip. You still haven't showed the clip. So that's fake news. That's fake news. That is fake. That's fake news. Stop lying. Stop lying on the podcast. Stop lying on the podcast. I never said that.
You'll have it.
But what I'm saying is hit your little button there. Hit your little button, play it. But all I'm saying is he stepped up. I really didn't know what to expect from the Canucks coming back from COVID, but you could tell that the team plays with a lot of heart. They got a lot of character guys. They play with a lot of heart, and as a fan, you gotta like that.
Oh, Vancouver Canucks. Let's talk some injuries in the North.
Flames.
Hannafin out for the year, and now Nikolai Ehlers out for the regular season with an
What happened?
Shoulder, same as Hannafin.
So he's kicked out for chirping Joe Thornton in the penalty box, or he's just done. He just doesn't want to do that no more.
Injury.
Was it 'cause of the fight?
No, Jake Muzzin hit.
Ooh.
Yeah. And now reports out of Vancouver that Pettersson will be back in 2023.
Whoa, let's stop you going there. I don't know what happened to him, man.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk. He's there is no time frame that I've heard on a return for
Pettersson. When he left the game, I think it was March 3rd. Okay. After the game, day after, leaves Pettersson day to day. Okay. I'll buy that. 1 week goes by, day to day. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. There's no timetable.
You're not day to day.
What the hell happened? Well, the Canucks had a 4-week COVID break, and this guy's still not healthy.
Something's
like I don't. I'm not a doctor. But I think this guy's got he's got ligament damage in his wrist or something. Like he had a picture on Instagram of skating, but when is this guy coming back? The Canucks are 11-6 and 1 without him. That's kind of crazy to think, but
maybe they don't re-sign him.
Oh yeah, okay. Can I leave the studio here?
Oh God!
Don't be clowning me.
NHL draft will be virtual again this year. When does the madness stop? When does the madness stop?
Yeah, I feel bad for those kids who dream of going up to that stage, shaking the Gary Bettman's hand, pulling that jersey over your head, hearing your name get called, and now it's just
keep robbing the youth, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, for myself working in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League, you saw just 7 20-year-olds just season taken away just like that from the government. It's tough. It's a tough scene, man. I feel bad for those kids.
So let me ask you this question, and I know you might think I'm jumping ahead, and I'm truly not trying to be a smartass. I truly think we're going to be facing this problem in a matter of months.
What are you talking about?
What makes you believe that Canadian teams will be able to travel into the U.S. and U.S. teams will be able to travel into the Canada next year to start October? Because I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, even the Blue Jays, they're trying to go up back into Toronto and play. I don't think it's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to make a bold ass prediction, and I pray to God I'm wrong.
Teams are going to move.
All Canadian teams will have to move to the U.S. for next year.
Well, you've had a lot of bad takes, a lot of wild predictions, but I don't think that's that crazy of a statement.
And here's why I say that. We're at May 1 this week.
Are you talking the NHL has to go to their AHL facility?
No, I think they would
Vancouver plays in Utica, you know?
No, Vancouver would probably play in Seattle. Sharon Arena.
Do you imagine?
This sounds far-fetched, but think about it, Blake. You've got May, June, July, August, September, 5 months till they report.
To training camp, yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's been really no fucking plan at all. You have
no plan up there. You have no plan.
It starts with the retard up top.
Leadership.
He's a great leader for this country.
Leadership. I mean, it all is in every country. It starts with leadership, and
even in the States, man. The two leaders in charge are just complete clowns.
Complete.
I don't know.
Anyways, let's not talk politics. That's not why we're here. But I'm just saying, realistically, I hate that politics get drug into this show because of health. Because to me, health shouldn't have anything to do with politics, but the politicians have stepped in on health reasons, and I don't get that. But anyways, I honestly believe that is going to be a factor. I wholeheartedly believe in 5 months we're going to be like, well, we're going to have to relet. So what does that do to the Sportsnet television deal for the US or for Canada?
Like you're talking like Sportsnet?
Yeah. If there's no games in Canada and Calgary is
they'll lose so much money.
It's unreal the amount of money that they'll lose.
So, okay, I saw an article that NBC is out for US deal.
Yep, they're out.
Completely out.
Yep.
So
Turner Broadcasting, which is TNT, which does the NBA, TNT, TBS is getting the other part of the US contract. So it'll be ESPN and TNT.
Really?
Yeah.
TNT is getting in the hockey game. Wow.
Yeah. They've got Major League Baseball too.
Good for them. That's
They've got
good
Major
for them.
League
That's
NBA,
good. That means that the NHL is on a lot of eyes in the States. That's good.
But the only problem, here's the problem though. Here's the problem that a lot of people aren't talking about today. And I'm not disappointed that Turner gets it. I wasn't really super thrilled with what NBC did.
It's a podcasting network?
What?
You said Turner
Broadcasting.
Oh, broadcasting. Sorry, I thought you said podcasting.
They're enormous. They have TNT, TBS. They're huge. Anyways, here's one of the problems though. You don't get a TNT or a TBS or an ESPN for free.
Right.
Where you do get not NBC Sports, but you get NBC for free. So there will be no free hockey on.
No.
That to me is the problem.
For you, I don't like we get hockey for me. We get hockey for free up here
on CBC.
No, on Sportsnet.
You don't get Sportsnet over an antenna. You have to pay your cable.
No.
So if I go to Canada now,
I don't have to. Dude, if you go to Canada and you go to a hotel, you're going to get Sportsnet, you're going to get TSN, you're going to get CBC.
Because they're paying the cable TV fucking bill. If I go to Canada right now and I put it, hear me out. If I move to frickin' Lethbridge and I put an antenna on the top of my house, I don't get Sportsnet.
Why not?
It's not an over-the-air channel, dude. In the United States, you don't have to pay a penny. You put an antenna outside your house, and you can get NBC, ABC, CBS for free over the air. The air. You don't get that in Canada. You get CBC over the air on it with an antenna. All the other ones, someone's paying a subscription for you to have it. Probably your mom and dad.
I don't think you have to pay extra.
Yes,
you have to pay extra. Like, I think Sportsnet is included because the only thing in the package.
It's in a package you have to pay for.
I'm gonna look that up for you. I'm gonna look up what package we have. I'm gonna look it up.
Your dad, he's gonna punch you in the gut because he's gonna call you a spoiled little brat. You don't.
I'm gonna ask him.
Okay.
Because the only thing you have to do is buy like MLB extra innings or NHL center ice. That shit you have to pay for.
Yes, but Blake, your channels when you're flipping on your TV set at home, you don't get 65 channels for free, dude. You're paying Shaw or Bell or DirecTV Dish in the US.
Right. Okay. All right.
I'm talking about in
how much did Turner give the NHL?
None of the details have been released.
The NHL is getting a bag from both. Right?
Probably not as much as they got 2 years ago.
So, okay, let me ask you something. Would you rather have the games on NBC or TNT and ESPN?
I personally would rather have ESPN and TNT, but I have the money to pay for subscriptions. I worry about, these kids. Like in Canada, it happened. There's a bunch of 40-year-olds right now in Canada that don't watch the CFL because the CFL went off CBC and went on a subscription package, and they said, fuck it, and they watched the NFL, which was free on your CBC channel.
That's a good point.
you've got to have it out there for people that don't have the money.
All right.
That's my problem. Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's fair. That's valid.
You ready for 3 questions, Blake?
Yeah, it's been a good pod.
It's one all, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
It's time for 3 questions.
All right, Blake, time for 3 questions. My turn to fire 3 questions at you. You know what, Blake, before we start 3 questions, we've really gave a good meaning to the show, the debate tonight, haven't we?
Yeah, we actually have debated
A lot.
quite a bit today. Yeah,
That's
we
good.
usually been agreeing on a lot of shit
No, that's-
lately, but kind of defeats the purpose of the title, eh?
Mm-hmm. All right, question number 1. With the OHL canceling their season and the WHL canceling their playoffs, will young Canadian junior players be leaving for America to play hockey next year? And
what about overseas?
Yeah, I mean, how many of them are going to exit and head to the USHL though, or college hockey?
I think you're going to see a lot of players do that. I mean, one of my cousin's former teammates for the Pat Canadiens AAA team, Cole Sillinger, he went down and he's playing for Marty Murray down in the USHL.
Okay.
He was originally what's that? Sioux Falls, right? Sioux Falls. He was originally playing with the Mets, not Tigers, in the WHL, and he got his release to go play down in the USHL. And now, I mean, he's probably going to be a top 15 pick this year in the NHL. So, I mean, he had no choice. He had to go down there to get looked at to get noticed. So, that's just an instance where I know somebody that did that. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more players doing that. I mean, obviously, like, not a lot of players are Austin Matthews caliber, but look what Austin Matthews did. He went over to, or was it Austria?
I think so.
Austria, and played for, I forget. Mark Crawford coached him, but like that's what I'm saying. Like he went there for his
a little more difficult.
It's tough to move your kid across the globe, but I mean, if you have aspirations of playing in the National Hockey League and getting drafted, and the CHL isn't going to allow you to make that happen or get noticed or play games for that matter, I mean, you don't have a damn choice.
I know. It's an unfortunate deal. I hate that because I love those leagues, and it's just really sad. Mm-hmm. Question number 2. Elliot Friedman reported on Saturday night of potential schedule options presented to the teams to vote on. And I'm going to read them off to you, and I want you to tell me which of the 2 options you prefer. Schedule option number 1 next year is a home and home with opposing conferences. So that'll be 32 games. So everybody in the West would play the East, home and home. Then 3 games versus other divisions. So if we're talking about the Pacific, let's just talk about that for an example, because that's where our teams are. We would play the Central Division 3 times. That makes up 24 games. The remaining 26 games will be between teams in our division. 4 versus 5 teams, 3 versus 2 other teams. And then likely conference playoffs. Option number 2 is home and home with all other 3 divisions. So the Pacific would play home and homes with everybody else, and that'd be 48 games. Then you play 4 games against everybody in your division. And with the 6 games left, you play 6 rivalry teams outside of your divisions. And then you play a divisional playoffs. Which one do you like better?
I would take probably the first one because that's like more like the West plays the East twice, right? And then you play out of division, 3-4 times. Then you play your division 5 games. Like, yeah, I think I'd have the first one.
I'll take the second one by a mile because you get to see every team once, home and away.
What?
You play every team home and away, and then you play 4 games against, like if it's Calgary, you'll play 4 against Vancouver, 4 against Edmonton. That's freaking awesome. You're going to get your rivalry games. Plus,
the problem is, as fans, though, we got spoiled this year.
So
10 Battle of Alberta's, 10 Vancouver.
So why not have 4 next year instead of 2? You want 2 Battle of Alberta's next year?
No, that's not true. They're in division.
Option.
You said 4 against your own division, no? In the first option?
You'll get 4 against 2 of the teams, or 4 against 5 of the teams, and 3 versus the other 2. So Calgary might play Vancouver 3 times next year. That's it. But in scheduling option 2, you're going to get 4 against
automatically
your division. Yes.
Okay. I read that. Okay. I take option 2. I understood that wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather have option 2. You have more division rivals.
Because I look at it this way. Are you going to get more excited to watch Vancouver versus Minnesota or Vancouver versus Seattle?
Well, I mean, Minnesota's pretty damn good. Minnesota's pretty damn good.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about
let's say Vancouver, Florida, or Vancouver and Montreal. I don't know.
Well, you're going to play them the same amount, but you'll probably in the second one get a rivalry game against Montreal.
Right. Yeah. No, I like that. That's good.
Question number 3.
That's kind of a tricky options there.
Okay. And I had you thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 3. Patrick Waugh has hired a new agent and is looking to get back in the National Hockey League. Is this coincidence or is this a push for the struggling Habs general manager or coaching position?
There's actually a position open in Vancouver if he wants one. I think Jim Benning's going to get fired, so that'd be good. Get him in there. I don't know. Do I think he's going to come back? I don't see him as I don't know. When's the last time he coached? It was in Colorado, right? In 2013, I want to say.
I don't remember. Probably
14,
12 or 13.
And then he was an assistant GM with the Avalanche with Joe Sakic, and he wanted more power, and the Avalanche didn't give that to him, so he left. So he has been in kind of both scenarios. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think he's in Montreal next year.
As a GM or a coach?
Coach.
Back to where it all started, eh?
Oh, God. More drama in Montreal. Holy shit.
Won 2 cups for him and said, trade me right fucking now. That is still such a savage move. Just left him in there for 9 goals, goes over to the GM. Trade me right now. Oh, so savage.
Listener question. This is a good one. You're going to have to put your thinking cap on for this one, too.
Another good listener question. Last one was really good. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. That one might be hard to follow up.
Yeah, I don't know if this is as good as that, but this is really good, too. Should the puck over glass rule be changed? Now, there's 2 parts to this. Okay, so hear me out. The Blue Jackets general manager in the recent meetings, Jarmo Kekalainen, suggested that the puck over the glass defensive zone that it should not be an automatic penalty unless the player in question has full control of the puck.
So you want it to be a ref's discretion. That creates a lot of controversy.
I'm with you. So what do you think?
And the NCAA, that's what the rule is. It's up to the ref's discretion to call a penalty. Maybe if the ref thinks that he did it on purpose, say a guy's getting pressured up the wall, goes to tip it over the glass, the puck rolls up on him, and they say, oh, no, didn't really. There's so much controversy. The refs already have a hard job right now. No need to make it harder on them. No, that ain't happening.
How about we just eliminate that rule completely? And you just treat it like you can't change, like on an icing.
They do that in NCAA. They do that. If you chip it over glass, you can't change. Icing can't change. So you could do something like that, I guess.
What percent? And here's why I say that. What percentage do you think are on purpose? I'd say 1%.
Yeah, it's mostly guys getting pressured and chipping it over
They're
the glass.
trying to chip it off the glass. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question though. I don't think it'll happen, but
I don't think it will either, but it was a good question. It was a really, really, really good question. All right, hockey fans, we left you hanging for 2 long weeks. We're not doing it next week. We will be back. As today's show, yeah, a little heated, huh, Blake?
yeah, it was good.
2 weeks away from you, and we come back.
Had a nice little Leafs rant because they are a joke.
2 weeks off, and we come back a swinging is what it was. But yeah, we're back next week. We're talking playoffs next week. We're talking all the news and happenings throughout the National Hockey League. Check us out on YouTube at Inside Edge Hockey News. And of course, subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. Get your butt on over to manscaped.com. Buy and use promo code DEBATE. 20% off. Yeah, they'll ship it to you free too. Great deals, great grooming, all from the Debate Hockey Podcast. The playoff races heat up. Enjoy this week's hockey action. Let's talk hockey again next week. Get connected. The Debate Hockey Podcast can be found on Twitter at Debate Hockey. Also, make sure you check us out on our Facebook page, the Debate Hockey Podcast. Brad Burud can be found on Twitter at Brad Burud, and co-host Blake Friars can also be found on Twitter at Friars_Blake. If you like what you hear, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. The Debate Hockey Podcast can be found on all major podcast players, and please consider subscribing to the Inside Edge Hockey News on Patreon.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Debate Hockey Podcast with your host, Brad Burud. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com and on Twitter at InsideEdgeHOCKE and Facebook at Inside Edge Hockey News. We'll catch you next time.
This has been a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio, copyrighted and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.